Welcome to the Dungeon House, where a bunch of regular people with regular jobs gather to play Dungeons and Dragons. We aren't professionals, so if you hear food ASMR or a baby in the back, just understand it's normal. This show is recommended for those 13 and up. The music you'll hear is brought to you by William Heaton and various other artists. We're glad that you're here to share in the fun and laughter, as well as the challenges along the way. So come on into our home, take a seat on the couch, and enjoy the Dungeon House.
We're waiting on Chase's Discord to update, so that way he can have the sound. So it'll be a minute or two.
Do we not start at 6? Or is it 6:30? Am I crazy?
we're just gonna use this audio for just a little bit
Well,
while we're waiting. No, we're not allowed to do it.
no, I don't
It
think
was
so.
all the way down.
Hi, Hayes. What are you doing? You playing with your truck?
How's are you finished with your finals yet?
Me?
Yeah.
I have one on Monday. That's it.
Whoa.
Wait, dude. Wait. So your guys' finals finished before us? That's weird. Because I felt like every time that we had a spring break or something, yours was like later.
Mhm.
It is.
Well, I think we don't have a spring break so that we can get out earlier. But I don't know.
But your mental health.
You don't have a spring break? That's wild.
No, we have a spring day and it's on Friday when people usually don't have classes.
That is really that's
It's
wild.
done. It's brutal, but I'll take it for an early summer.
Yeah, you can't complain about that. Having 1 week just right at the end is pretty dang nice. I mean, when you go to BYU, you're not planning on going to your week-long kegger down in Arizona
Exactly.
for your spring break, so I guess that's why they don't take it.
And everyone who goes to BYU is a nerd, so
Super lame.
yeah. So what can you do?
So, Brandon, on Saturday this last week, Faith and I went to the in-theater showing of Shrek 2 for the 20th.
I saw that it was in theaters again.
It was so good.
It was very good.
Dude,
I should have gone. That oh man.
it was poggers, to be honest. It was so good.
I wanted to see if it is it still in theaters anywhere.
No.
I think it's done. Sorry, man.
Or I'll look it up.
Just in case, just check. Because, like, I don't know, the movie theater experience watching that movie again was amazing. It was phenomenal. Like, it was like you forget how jam-packed that movie is with like good jokes, good writing, and also just entertainment. Like, it's just a good. Here, I'm gonna mute this guy and throw it on mine. Finally finished updating. If I can get it. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
I'm having to body block my son.
I don't know why, but I think I could still hear myself a little bit from that one. That's gonna bother me.
Okay.
Hey. Your headphones? Headphones? Uh-oh.
Let me just do this.
Noise.
Okay, now you can go over here. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, sure. That's
I've had like, I think the last 3. Oh, am I super slow for you, Brandon?
No. I think you're right on time.
I think there will be yes. Where is that? Where do you see?
That's really delayed.
Wait, what's the lead? Can you hear us laughing yet?
It says my video is like super slow.
Is it the
I think
video
you're
then?
still on. Like you're still.
It's at 5,000 ms. I have no idea what that means, but apparently it's red.
Oh, it is a little bit
Try
lagged.
turning
not-
off the video and see if that fixes the audio.
There's like a class.
It's not bad.
That's
Tell me once you hear me say this.
I heard you. I.
So there was like
Well, try that
It's
again.
like
Try that again.
30 seconds. It's like 30 seconds of a delay.
You just
So just barely now. Say something now.
Now.
Okay, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's only like 8-second delay now.
bad. Is there still a thing 2 HP after a long rest?
No. You'd be able to give 30 healing hands.
Like your hands healing.
Yeah. You have 30 HP in a pool that you can give however much you want at a
I
time.
can give 30 in there.
Yeah.
30 in total between these two.
Of healing hands. Oh, that's 6.
Yeah.
6 HP. My bad. That's a racial ability. I guess I'm not going to go with the camera because I'm too slow.
But we can do this. This is your camera now, Chase.
Yeah, that's on time now, so that's good.
It's not as good quality, but
I don't know. I can see myself from a distance. Man, what a nerd.
Nice.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna move it so you can't see the.
OBS.
Let me see if I can do this.
I feel like I'm getting eaten by your hand.
Yo. It's not perfect, but it'll do.
I just wanted to see if
I've been working with Adobe InDesign so much lately that it's like the UI is like burned into my retinas.
Oh, no. But you know where all the buttons, you know all the shortcuts and all that, the quick keys. What is InDesign used for again?
Like publishing, so like layout of like print media, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce said was gonna be late. I'm not sure how late, so I don't know if we want to start or wait. We've already been late
a lot.
a bit.
Well, I think we can get started. She told us that we were going to get late, but we were just having some technical difficulties.
I'm gonna maybe mop our kitchen while this is going on. Is that okay?
Oh,
I'll be back in like a minute. So let's
Is that
stop
okay with me?
for just
Is
a
that
little
okay
bit.
with DM?
Maybe. Yeah. You're good.
go,
Go. No! You better go fast. Moved it.
Crazy, dude. Hey, you kind of need to let the rock stuff sit in these parts right here. Because it's not going to, because I already covered the right so the water has to kind of just, yeah. And then you can knock that really easy. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Great time to be an adventurer, right, Ace?
He already took a nap, right, honey?
Yeah, he took kind of like he's transitioning to one nap a day. So you need to clean that out before that's good person. You need to do your thing, Dave, and I will support you however you want me to do it. Even if it's a I'm just
I think I just stepped on your laptop.
So what's your farm's name? It's called Haze's home.
Okay.
Casey's home farm.
I don't even remember what our farm is called.
Old Christensen Farm.
Oh, I'm not there.
Yeah, it was something old something farm.
My brother's is Moomin Valley.
Moomin Valley,
Yeah. It's super cute. You know that the old
Moomin Rider.
TV show?
The which one?
It's got a little like hippo type animal.
Are you talking? Are you talking about backyardigans?
No, it's Moomin. No.
Movie.
And Snuffkin and like
I have that image in my head, but I have no idea. So maybe it's that.
let me see.
There's a child right there. Almost just completely drop kicked him.
That's not good.
Watch out, please. Okay, this cartoon, the little hippo dudes. They're trolls.
They
But
have
they
multiple.
look like hippos.
Oh,
Right, you
what
need
does it
to
look like?
There's a little.
sorry, you need to roll your hit dice.
I've never seen that.
My head, but
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I've never seen that. That is not my childhood.
They had it on one of the like. It's like a TV station that's like not the good shows, you know.
Like CBS Kids,
yeah,
the classic.
You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the good ones.
Public Broadcasting Network
Yeah.
service, public broadcasting service, whatever it's called. It's weird looking at me in the side camera because I'm like tilted and it makes me feel like I'm gonna fall forward.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh. It's giving me vertigo. That's like where I need to be straight, and I'm leaning fairly far back. Well, that kind of
If it was longer, I could.
It was longer.
If the cable was longer, we could.
Why don't you just tilt your? Never mind. Well,
I'm ready to play D&D.
are we ready to play D&D?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tori, you still need to level up your character.
Okay, well,
There's a child.
alright, let's roll for health. How do I do this?
All right. So, what level are you taking in? Are you taking another level in cleric?
Yes, 5 in cleric.
So this will be your 6th level in cleric.
6 in. Whoa, 6 in cleric!
Remember, because you
Nice.
get to fly now.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
Super.
I need you to take a D8 and roll that bad boy. That's the D10. It's the diamond looking one.
5!
5. All right, take that and add it to your Constitution modifier to it, and add that many hit points to your
Your max.
It's a con modifier.
This. So mine's a +2.
I'm 0.
Okay, so then you
Is
just
it
add.
0? That's wild.
I know my dex is.
A 0 con. It can be done though.
Maybe not.
My on hands 30. Like a 25.
Yeah, it's 30 now since you're leveled up. All right. Okay, so we did some stuff last time.
Please.
It is changing stuff. Play.
So last time,
Here, it's okay.
Alright, well, we'll see you next week. You missed it.
McKay, would you be willing to give us a recap?
Sure.
last time on Dungeon House, we were making our way towards Coldstone, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Or no, wait, we did. Did we know it was Coldstone, or maybe we didn't, and we found out?
You
Regardless,
you knew it was up in the Grey Mountains.
we're making our way up in the Grey Mountains, and we came across a little mining village, and we were like, let's go check this out, because this is kind of weird. And we met Tsagani there, one of the lore keepers, and they were like, yo, there were people here like a week ago, and they're gone now. So let's figure out what's going on. And while that was all going on, Moss and the Tsagani were talking, and the Tsagani was like, yo, you got like a weird fungus myconid growing in you. And that's not good. And you're also probably not the same age as what your body's saying, so that's not good either. We should probably go figure this out. And then Alai had a freak out, and she was like, oh no, this thing that killed all these people, it's after me. And then we found out that it was really terrifying because it killed the rock that we tried to murder.
It didn't just kill it; it ate it.
It ate it.
And
And-
killed her father.
And the blood just went. And then, yeah, it killed her father a while back. That's in the past. And we hid in the mines for a bit, and we said goodbye to Elia because the starving man was coming after us, and we watched it.
Adelaide saw everything.
Yeah, Adelaide saw it all and watched him like put his hands on the bubble, and then Elia took a scroll of transportation and dipped, and then Moss at the guy left us, and we all just sat there for like a day and a half with a teeth, just like that, too scared to move. And then finally, the Tsagani and Moss were like, "Well, see ya, we're dipping." And so now it's just our small, quaint little party.
Yeah, and so just for our listeners to know, Kyle and David, so Moss and Elia, are going to be taking a little bit of an extended hiatus from the group just because of work reasons and bad blood. No, they need to take a break, and so we'll have an adventure continue on, and their characters will come into play later on. But as for now, it's just the five of us.
Just the
1, 2, 3, Joy plus Brent. Yeah, I like this.
We can make it if we try.
Plus the dungeon
There's
master.
the five of us. Don't eat. No,
So
don't eat.
what's the who?
Plus the dungeon master, so 6 of us in total.
You mean Pablo?
No.
And
No.
Donnie.
Pablo's
Don't
done.
forget about him.
And Donnie. Yeah, we can't forget about Donnie.
Just the 7 of us.
Joy is here,
Just the 11 of us.
so
Well, as Joy's walking in, you guys have split up from Moss and Gwendolyn the Tsagani. This is kind of a question for the group. Where are you planning to go next? What's the goal? Are you going to head straight to the area around Coldstone to try to find that lady, or are you going? You have a couple options because you could head towards Havnok, where you've been prior, if you want to get some supplies, things like that. It's really up to
I opened it for you.
the party.
Can't we reasonably pass through Havnok on our way to Coldstone?
For sure, yeah, that's not a
Like,
problem
it's
at
just
all.
on the other side of it, right?
Yeah, in all honesty, you'd probably be faster to go through Coldstone. Through Havnok than up, rather than trying to brave like across mountain ridges to get to Coldstone. So it'll probably be more traveled road as well.
Yeah, I say we just do that. I think that's easy.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Sounds good.
We can stop at the bread wall, get some bread.
All right.
Oh yeah, the bread wall.
Yeah, you guys finally get your bread. That's smacking delicious. The BDBB, the Black
Exactly.
Dragon Bread and Brew or beer, whatever it was. I'll have to look that up.
Black Dragon Bakery and Brewery.
Great Bakery and Brewery. You got options. Okay. So if that's the plan, the next few weeks, I want to kind of.
Sorry. You wanted me to roll to see if I could find those command things.
Yeah, for sure.
If I could find that.
So as you like before, this kind of is a Orega, but before you guys had left that little small mining village, I'd like you to do an investigation check.
Not great. 12.
12. With 12, you are able to find a command word.
Okay. Cool.
Though when you go through their ledgers, it doesn't say what the command word is. Imagine kind of what it's like traveling from this small village and heading towards Havnok. Now, this isn't your first time being in the Great Mountains. Havnok lies at the center of this range in kind of this fertile valley high up in the alpine countryside. Though last time you were here, you never tried to cross over these summits. As you follow the road along, you find yourself being caught by different vistas. These long landscapes of cracked earth jutting out of these small green valleys. As you go more and closer towards Havnok, you notice how each valley seems greener than the last. That the savanna land, the craggy area, is different from these sides of the mountains, where there must be more water flow. With that, you do notice more snow. Even this late into the year, closer towards the midsummer, a lot of the peaks still hold some snow on them. Every once in a while, you'll have a day where you're particularly passing at a high altitude. You notice it's harder to get as far, as travel takes a little longer at those high elevations. But it doesn't bother you because of the striking beauty. These small glades of white birchwood trees, tall coniferous forests, pasture lands that probably have not been touched ever by the hand of man. It's beautiful, it's serene, and it's quiet. And as you continue going, more signs of life slowly start to emerge. Not just that of plant life, but of other people, civilization. As you continue along this trail, you'll pass small mining outposts similar to the one that you'd found. While the outside beauty of the world is astounding, these little hamlets seem dirty. It's not quite the majestic city of Havnok that you remember, even though that town had its own fair share of issues. These really do feel kind of more on the border of civilization, these outskirt towns, isolated and alone. You get the sense that this is the expanding area for this country. This is a lot of their untamed ground, and slowly but surely they're moving into this place. Most of the places where people live are probably around that central area close to Havnok. Something that you would notice as you pass through these small towns is each one of them seems to have boards on them, maybe with a couple job postings, simple things like helping a farmer move their pigs from one stall to another, for a few silver pieces. Someone says that there's a pack of wolves not far out killing livestock, and put a bounty for 1 gold for every pelt brought back. Simple things like that. On your travels, as you're heading through this kind of area, is there anything that the party, Donnie and the Usmans, would like to accomplish? Anything that particularly stands out, something that you'd want to do?
I think after the past conversations that Adelaide has had with Alaya, and now like Alaya being gone and kind of seeing like what's following Alaya, I think Adelaide's gonna make like a really concentrated effort to kind of connect with Yalfoth and like, you know, start treating like as a cleric. Like,
You got scared. You found Jesus because you got scared. I'll come to Yalfoth moment. Honestly,
any chance that she gets to kind of, you know, into the night, you know, staring at the moon. I don't really know what like.
So you pull out like that.
Oh, hey, see,
Did you do something bad?
Yeah, you know,
destroying it.
it's okay.
his little toesies got caught on his cord. That's
Yeah, it's not his fault. Anyway, keep going.
I would like to review the text that I was given, and I would like to see what knowledge I can glean from it.
Sure. I mean, this is the perfect place to connect to Yalfoth. One of the passages that stands out clearer than others is how it talks about his home is the road. And that's the best place to find his presence and to be among his people. He is the god of travelers. As you focus on trying to connect to him, every evening staring up at the night sky, looking at the moon, this large yellow object solemnly standing guard above the world. You think to him. You open that book, you read, and try to understand. Things come naturally, things that make sense. Protect those who are on their journey as well. Help one another. Things that also don't make sense, but you're trying to learn. I'd like you to do a religion check.
I'm using my important dice for this.
Team, as you focus in on learning more about Yalfoth, one thing I think stands out more above that of others. Yalfoth's position on things like property. As you read up, it talks about how a lot of his beliefs stem from, you know, kind of more what you would assume to be like a sharing community and society. Things like when traveling, giving freely of your substance if you have something that you can share. Most of the highest devoted followers, maybe not in the religious side, like per se for organized religion, but the highest followers sometimes even say that removing, bindings to land and things like that are most suitable for the traveling lifestyle that is so upheld by Alpha. One last thing that really catches your mind is the idea of being a watcher in the night, someone who protects when most everyone else would be sleeping. As you think about these things, Adelaide, you feel yourself connecting a little bit deeper with maybe not necessarily Yalfog, but at least with the teachings. I'll give you a +1 to your passive perception as you now have a better understanding of what means to guard those who may not also be watching. And to show how rigorous you've been trying to connect.
Space cadets getting a little bit of thing. That's nice.
What was that command word, by the way? Sorry, going back to that. Did you have a word?
Eustace.
Eustace? You gonna write that somewhere, and I'll probably forget what it means, and then I'll say it at one point.
Courage the cowardly dog and how much Mario yells for. Oh, I was thinking Narnia. That's better. Once this boy mentioned who read books for facts of reads. That's what I was thinking.
That's what my question was.
Perfect.
How are we doing on funds?
Good. Think he's got money. I'm pretty good. I'm not rich, but I can at least get some water.
At least gets water.
Well, I don't see a need to do any of these job postings since I don't think we're in the need of any kind.
We're looking at it, Chase. Are there any that's like, there's like the classic, get a wolf. Are there any that's just like, help! I'm an innocent person that desperately needs some adventurers to save them.
Usually when they're to that point, they don't get on a wall, they just scream. He's just saying, help me.
Do we hear any people screaming?
Make a perception check.
Where are my dice?
Well, if only there was a bulletin board I could put this in.
They're calling for the bulletin board. All right, I rolled a 19 plus my perception, which is a 9. That's 28. I scream. I'm the one who's screaming.
You can hear the internal screams from all your party members. Yeah, I'd say the only scream that you would actually hear, like physically, would be someone that's saying, hey, I need help putting, it's like an old grandma that just needs help putting, like, needs more flour from village
Dragon.
over.
I saw a dragon.
What is it now, mother? Yeah, you
Just some lady. Who cares?
Just some lady. Yeah, some old lady screaming, probably because she can't hear anymore. Though, as you guys travel, especially along these mountaintops, I will say that up here you find that the wind tends to be really strong, which means sometimes Pinky, it's a little bit hard for you to just fly on your own.
Yeah.
You're pretty light. It's kind of like a kite.
Yeah.
We tie her to a rope.
We could definitely try.
A leash. We don't need her. We don't want her getting away.
Yeah, don't want her to blow away. Yeah, you realize why ferries are built for wooded areas. It's probably due to just their, like, if you went up on top of the mountain like this, you're just going to get blown down off the mountain. So you end up where there's no wind anyway. So
We give her one of those like backpacks that has a little like leash on it.
like
Like
a
little
child.
Yeah.
I would say that probably during this time of travel, throughout these weeks or whatever, I feel like Baron probably would have filled them in on like what had happened with Moss.
Yeah.
Because we learned a whole lot. And I feel like Baron would have filled them in on
Everything else.
everything else. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Well, one night, as
Once upon a time.
as you guys are resting for the evening, Ren, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Gladly. 11.
11.
Yes.
During the night, you have a nightmare. You find yourself looking at your mother, who's encased in like an Iron Maiden torture chamber. Like you can see like her eyes and you can hear her screaming from within.
Is there a way to like open it? Can I do I have control over myself? My functions?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to like try to
And-
like try to open it up, like get her out.
Make a strength check.
You know what I'm good at, Chase.
Yeah.
15.
15. So like like in a dream when like you try to do something physical and you just feel so lethargic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like you're like, oh, I need to do something, and you
My
like
arms
try
are
to go
so
do it.
heavy and
Yeah. You're trying to like do it. You go and like to pull open the doors, and you were pulling with all your might, and it feels like there's something keeping them closed.
I can see
As you
inside.
pull,
Can
you
I
can
like
see kind of
there's a little
in
like
the
eyeballs?
face. Yeah.
Okay. Can I like see anything in there other than my mom's like bleeding face or whatever, you know?
Actually, as you look in, you don't see anything. It's just pitch black.
Oh, but I hear the
but
voice.
you hear the voice.
Okay.
And as you have been holding on to these handles for a little bit, you feel like your hands are starting to tingle a little bit.
In what way? Like static electricity way?
A little bit, like licking a battery or getting like one of the hand buzzers feeling.
Okay.
For sure. Who hasn't?
Um,
He knows what I'm talking about.
do the doors look like they can be, I don't know, like pried open?
As
Something.
you look around, I would like you to do just either investigation or perception check to see what you have around you, or if you have an idea of something that you could find in your dream. Because this is a dream. Even though maybe Ren doesn't know that. Like, what would he like think up to grab?
Am I in a torture chamber? Like, are there lots of devices around?
As you look around, sure, I'd say that you'd notice different types.
I mean, okay, here I'll roll perception. Ugh. Okay, 17. My
Okay.
+9 carries me through. I just
Anything
want to
you're
look for
looking
something that
for?
can like wedge in. Maybe if there is even just a crowbar, you know, for breaking
sure.
fingers, like you know how they do.
How they do? Yeah.
Something. I don't know.
You find your javelin of lightning.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
It's sticking
I-
into
Put it in
the
there.
like. When you look back and you find it's on a table with other various torture devices. It's sticking into the table. It looks like it was shoved and it like burnt some of the wood.
Wow. Like dreams, like everything's normal, of course.
Yeah.
I see it and I'm like, oh, good. I pick it up. I'm like, I left this here, That's what I did with it. I'm just going to take it, put it in there. I want to try to pry that door open.
Okay. All right. Make a wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom. 22.
22. As you feel it give way, you feel the power from the javelin of lightning going into this large Iron Maiden.
Yeah, that'll
As
work.
you push, you feel like it's not going to be quite enough, and you speak the command word. You gotta get her out of there. And this crack of lightning shoots out and into this torture device, making it light up, glow, as hot metal, molten spot burns out where the lock is at.
Hey, nice.
You it's a dream. You didn't even realize there was a lock there until now. You're like, oh, that makes it.
Yeah,
There it is.
I'm like,
Okay.
oh. And I'm
And
naked. Oh, what do I do?
Right.
Yeah, so I'll be like, awesome, I got that lock out that I always knew was there. Yeah, I wanna open it up.
As you open it up, you feel yourself being pulled inside. You look in and it's still like pitch black. Like,
Am I being pulled inside like a loving embrace way? Like, do I feel good about this?
how do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd say that you feel, now that you've freed it from its confining restraint, it's locked. Through the power of Yoko, you're not scared of it anymore. It can't walk behind you.
Very true. So I need to go in there and like see what's in there,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going in. Maybe I don't even notice that it's like pulling me in. I'm just like falling into it.
Yeah. It's almost like, kind of like, not, tendrils isn't the right word, but it's probably the closest thing, like almost like these shadowy, like featureless arms kind of wrap around
Exactly.
you and just pull you in. As you find yourself inside this space, you hear a familiar voice. It's opened.
It's opened? What's opened? This
And
thing,
then
I opened it.
You feel the marks around your eyes burn like they did when you first set your eyes upon Yoko and his avatar. And then you hear the voice again, you are open. And then you wake up. Like cold sweat.
I need to get a drink. I am parched.
Yeah.
What a night.
As you wake
I-
up, you feel
Am I still feeling the pain? Is it one of those things that like I was hurting in the dream because I'm hurting in real life?
it's kind of like a phantom pain. As you almost feel like those marks themselves are hurt a little bit more for some reason. But you're not it doesn't feel like something's actually attacking you. It's just that pain is there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kind of like scars do that, and burns.
Yeah.
So I'll assume it's normal.
As you wake up, you'd notice that you've been clutching the iron flask holding your mother, almost like a teddy bear in your dream.
Yeah, it's nice and warm, cuddly.
Um, as you look down at the flask, it seems to be humming with almost a different magical tune than it previously had. And you look down at where the symbol of the triquetra used to be, and you see the emblazoned version of what your Yoko charm looks like
Nice.
on the front of it.
Get out of here, Triquetra. Who freaking cares? This is mine now. I like this. I'm a fan. Though I am a little bit.
Also, the Yoko symbol from your necklace is missing.
It's gone? What the? I'll keep an eye out for that. But I will assume that it I was clutching it to my chest. I'll assume that it maybe something happened. I don't know. Whatever. It's late. I might still be dreaming. But is there? Can I feel like what change actually happened? Is it just cosmetic?
As
What vibe am I getting?
As you put your hand to it, it seems that it almost seems like a power that wasn't part of this item has now been unlocked.
It is open. There you go. The dream. Do I know how to use it? Is there another command word, or can I try to connect with it?
As you take a few minutes, maybe even half an hour to try to figure out what it does, you don't really find any command words or anything like that that seems to evoke what you're trying to accomplish. But then you get the idea of, well, it may be unlocked, but maybe it's not open. And you look at the cork stopper that's in it, and you think to yourself, maybe that's it. But you also know that if you uncork it, it might let your mom out.
Well, let's see. If I use... Okay, yeah, you use an action to remove the flask stopper and release the creature the flask contains. I guess, worst case scenario, though, she comes out and I just put her back in, right?
Just grab the bag of holding, just put yourself
quick.
in.
Yeah, I would need to do that whole thing again. But I'm feeling like this is a good idea.
I mean, you've tried everything else. You put it to your forehead. You tried speaking every word that you knew that's talking about praising Yoko.
Yeah, I've essentially been praying, basically.
You've been trying to, and this is the only idea that's really resonated, that you keep her I can't do that. That's not how the item works. But then you're well, and you try something else and you come back to it and I haven't tried it yet, but that's not how the item works.
Okay. I'll take a look around. Are we camping right now?
Yeah.
Okay. We're by a fire. I'm gonna make sure there's some wood on there. Keep it warm, just in case a dying mother does come out. She's gonna want to be warm. I'll
Like,
I'll take the cork and I'll, pop it open.
That's a good sound effect.
As you pop the cork, the idea gets pressed into your mind, almost allowing yourself to will what goes in and what goes out. Would you like to enter the flask?
Heck yes.
Baron.
Let's see it.
As you enter into the iron flask, what would you imagine it look like? I think it's like only like what, like a 10 by 10 foot, like, I don't know, like you'd have to read in
I'm sure
on
it's small.
the specifics.
I
I don't imagine it being big.
I don't think there's anything about what's inside. Here's what
I
okay.
think
Here was my first when I thought that maybe you were gonna describe it as that like torture chamber that I was in my dream. That would be
that
awesome.
is kind of
I don't want that though. I don't want it.
Let's do that then. No.
No.
Okay,
I
what would you want?
I would want it to just be a nice cozy hut.
I imagine it being somewhere in between. It's like
It's a cozy hut, but it's kind of sinister. It's like got weird vibes.
So do you remember the hut that you guys, like, as a team first went into when you guys were attacked by skeletons? The one that was Henry Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah.
It's got some similar vibes. Just one room log cabin. As you go to look out the windows, it's like it's kind of almost like pitch black, but you almost feel like you can see like shapes in the shadows.
Oh, yeah, it's like scary in there.
Similar to like what you saw when you were pulled into the Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Inside this hut, though, is very warm. It's got like tapestries kind of hanging on the wall.
Yeah, I want it to be cozy. I want a lot of, I'm no interior designer, but a lot of like poofs, a lot of seating, a little conversation pit, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. A good
For
like
guests
wood
to come
burning, a fire pit in the middle with the open roof chimney at the top.
That's nice. I like that hearth.
The little like
I like that. I want it to be very cozy, very warm vibes, very inviting.
it would have a 2-person bed, and as you look over, you see your mother laying in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go over and obviously she's
I mean,
still okay.
it's queen size. I looked over at Joy and I was like, I mean,
And then you were like, and his mother's.
yeah. I mean, it's what he
My mom
sees.
deserves the queen bed, okay? So,
But there's plenty of blankets and stuff like that. It seems warm in here. There's a little table, a little cook area.
I'm liking
And you would also notice that on the table with almost a lightning bolt shaped dagger has been placed into the table, and it's like holding down a note.
Oh no. First though, my mom, she's okay? Like, is she like in like a sort of stasis?
As you go over and like kind of check her vitals, you feel her breathing, but you don't feel a pulse.
Hmm.
And then you check yourself to like see like if it's just you and you don't feel a pulse in yourself either.
Whoa. Crazy. So I
assume that
understand that I'm in like the same sort of like time speed as her.
yeah. You're in the somehow the power of Yoko is able to expand this iron flask into something more than what it was supposed to be.
I like it.
You almost assume that whatever is on the outside of this little hut is probably what's like inside this thing usually.
Well, I'm glad I got these digs, Thank you, Yoko. All right, I want to go see what that note is. I assume it's probably like a enjoy your stay. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
Mid-thumb to pillow.
Yeah, here's the cleanup list.
Yeah.
Put the laundry in the yeah.
Put the laundry in the. That's an Airbnb. Oh, that's awesome. As you look down at the note, Ren, you see the basically what looks to be as you read through it, you can tell that, and I'm not very good at like explaining this personally as Chase, but it almost looks to be kind of like a binding contract of what you've promised to Yoko and what he has promised to you. It seems very finely written, and at the bottom of it, you see what looks to be more of like an actual handwritten note that says, if I were you, I'd keep this on your person always, maybe even in the flask. And a little bit lower, it says, remember who got you here.
I will. Yeah, I think I should like hang this up on the wall like a business license.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I should get it framed, hang it there, and I think that's where it'll be safest.
Yeah. You get the sense that this is just a copy for you. It's not the real one.
Okay, that's fine. I should still keep it in person, or like I keep this.
Yeah.
So I think
it's like the yellow colored one that comes on the back of the
yellow
license.
slip. Yeah. Yeah. I'll frame it. Just keep it safe, and let others who like come in here like, no, I'm the real deal.
Yeah.
So
you as you look at the note, the handwriting doesn't look like from what you can tell, you wouldn't assume that to be the handwriting of a god.
Is it like sloppy, or is it just like not as like amazing as I was expecting?
You'd assume that it would like glow or like just speak the words from his mouth himself. It's almost it just doesn't
It's just in like Helvetica.
It wasn't just Helvetica.
Arial.
Yeah, you get the sense that it's probably not Yoko who set this up for you, but maybe another follower of his.
I mean, I don't think like Yoko's doing everything. He's busy, and people. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. As long as like I know it is from Yoko. I don't want to be like,
he's
in a contract
in
with someone else. What was that?
You're good. He's CC'd in the email, but
he's still involved,
Yeah.
As long as he's aware of this. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I'll make note of it, but not too worried about that.
Sounds good.
Chase, I was able to find the dimensions. It's 20-foot radius cylinder. So that's 40 feet wide and then 20 feet high.
All right. That's not too bad. Let's say
Like a yurt.
it's like a fairly good sized. I still like the log cabin vibe,
Yeah.
unless you want it to be cylinder. But I'd say it's like a fairly good sized log cabin. And you almost get the sense that like it's big enough that you could like maybe bring materials in here and like, upgrade it, make it your own little cabin.
Heck yes. I like that.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, we can't go too crazy yet. I don't want to. we go out. The party knows I'm like tricking out this bottle, my little hut. I'm spending all the party's gold, and they can't even come in. It's me. It's all me, dude. Yeah, I like this idea. I'm all for it.
Yep. Eventually, once you get to the point where you're wanting to leave, you kind of look around. You don't get that same sense of like being pulled in like you had when you uncorked the bottle. But there is a front door.
How convenient. Yeah, I'll walk out. Well, I'm kind of scared of the darkness, but I'll like kind of apprehensively do it.
As soon as like you crack open the door handle and like there's a crack open, you see kind of the same kind of tendril like arms kind of push the door all the rest of the way open, and like not very slow but kind of not very fast. They just kind of wrap around you and just pull you into the darkness. And
It's so terrifying.
You notice that like your eyes close, and then when you open them back up, you're laying on the ground next to the iron flask, kind of where you had been, or sitting like where you'd been holding it when you were testing stuff out.
Okay. Did anyone else notice that?
I think everyone else was kind of asleep at that point.
All right, sweet.
So now you are, since you have your warlock levels with your patron, you've gained your pack boom,
Yeah.
your vessel.
Sweet. And so just to clarify, I can't bring other people in until I get to like level 6 or whatever in that.
I think so.
So it's still just me. And
Just
Donnie?
you. Donnie isn't a person. I believe that Donnie fits. It's just my head.
Yes.
I
Donnie
will
and I
say
are
this.
one.
You would have read on the note where it says, it talked about how you could expand this like place. You think for like containing like your other sisters, if you were able to get more iron flasks, you might be able to.
Them. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. So you feel like this would be a way, and not that just because there's one bed right now, you feel like there's enough room because it's like 40 feet by 40 feet technically.
Well, it's like Animal Crossing. I'll get more rooms.
Exactly.
Expansion.
You can build it up, make a room for your mom and each one of your sisters when they're in their stasis cryo sleep.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right. With that, as you all take the next couple weeks, you eventually make it to Havnok. What you notice as you first come into the city again is these massive walls all surrounding it. It truly is the city of castles. Is there anything that you guys would particularly like to do before you head up the mountain towards Coldstone? Shopping?
Probably just resupply for.
Resupply? Okay. If there's anything,
right?
most likely.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track, but I would say yes.
And you noticed, like I said earlier, that some of the tips of the mountains still have snow on them, so it may not be bad if you don't have cold weather clothing to get some.
Oh yeah. How much is that going to cost?
Oh, it's fine.
Baron will
Yes, little
bring out
something.
his the fur of his jacket and place that in.
Well, this fur lining.
Yeah, make it warm.
Yeah, those buttons like a bomb cake.
I do.
Somehow I made it here.
You're good.
Thank you.
I used to have more. I don't know where they all disappeared to. You need one with the.
Then massive spider. I don't really see anything that talks about cold weather clothing.
Do you see clothing?
I'm in adventuring gear. That's
Usually colder. Usually clothing is anywhere between copper, silver, gold.
I'd say just like for a very good cold weather clothes. Especially, it's not like dead of winter, so it's not as cold as it would be up there. You think you'd get what you need for a gold piece per person?
What's your rations? Do you know, Chase? Off the top of your head.
Depends on how you kind of want to eat. If you're just looking for a modest meal for a day, it'd probably be about 3 silver pieces per day.
Okay. We can only hold 10 rations though at a time, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so you can go about 10 days without, needing to hunt or things like that.
So
If you want wealth,
be like 3 gold.
it'd be 3 gold, yeah. If you would want aristocratic food while you're traveling, it'd be 2 gold pieces per day for the rations.
I just stocked back up on some stuff.
Awesome. As you guys are in town, how long are you planning on staying in town? Are you just kind of stopping through, or you plan on or are you going to stay a little bit of time?
I'm assuming that Pinky would check up on the children
Yeah, for sure.
they encounter.
Well, as you go around this town and you go to check in on the children that you'd met, all of the ones that you played bread tag with, you're able to find. They seem happy to see you, Pinky. Kind of, you see one of the small boys. Let's see if I can find their names. It's been so long.
Clem.
Clem was the one. That was the girl that was not.
Yeah, we hate Clem. Still.
But she's good now. Clem's not the bad Clem now.
I'm not so sure.
Howell was another kid's name
Howell?
I wrote down.
That seems. I've heard that.
Um,
Yeah, Clem. It was the ringleader.
yeah.
And I think one of the ones that you found down in the place was Ralph. He was the one that turned out to not be real, but his brother. I think was. Yeah. One thing that as you talk to them though, that piques your interest is they talk about how one of their friends, their name is Azurin, has gone missing. I don't think it's uncommon for you, Pinky, to ask kind of questions like that.
Yeah.
As, hey, have you heard of any kids that have gone missing? They tell you about 2 months past, there was a one of the kids from the bread wall, where most of them come from, who suddenly in the night went missing. So a lot of people suspected it to be kind of the residual stuff that happened not too long ago with the shadow monsters. But it kind of throws a little bit of a strange taste to you. It doesn't seem like that was the case, because those just replaced people.
Right.
This is something missing.
Yeah. What is the vibe I'm getting as far as like they just accepted that he's probably dead, or are people looking for him, or the kid? I don't know if it's specified.
There's
in rehearsal.
posters anywhere around.
Yeah. Is there an active search going on, or is it just kind of accepted that he's just gone?
At this point, since it's been about 2 months, you get the sense that people think he's gone.
Okay.
It's kind of to that point where people aren't expecting to find him. Or if they do, like, it's more of like a slowed down, like, hey, he's probably gone or taken by someone. It sounds like the ones that were Harvey Swiss's family. And from what you can tell, most of the authorities did what they could, but from like the talks, like the children were interviewed by the Crimson. I'm blanking on what they were called.
Crimson Cloaks.
Crimson Cloaks. I was like, Crimson Capes? That's even right.
Crimson Chin.
Here comes the. Anyways. Yes.
Just disappeared in the night. There's like no break-in for the house, or sorry. So many questions.
Make an investigation check as you kind of start asking some of these questions, asking the kids, asking kind of around about it.
Investigation. That's a 14.
I'm looking for a name. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So, the one kind of lead that you get as you start asking around, I imagine this is kind of what you spend your time doing as the rest of your party, makes the preparations to go up the mountain. Brigadier Hawes, the lady who came down with you, kind of go and check up on her, see if this is her command post area. When you stop by kind of asking similar vain questions, she says something that she knows that didn't seem quite right is that this family, before all this had went down, had a person stay at their house for a little bit of an extended period of time. The name that she was able to get out of people. You about the same veins? No. But that would be pretty awful. No. The name that you get is Grandma. Is Grandma Grace. But when questioning the family about it, they had no recollection of someone being with them. And that just did not sit well with. They did searches trying to find any person kind of matching the description, older grandma-like lady, a little bit more plump. That went by Grandma Grace. They weren't able to find anyone.
Okay. Sorry, just thinking if I have any other questions.
Make a history check for me.
Goodness. That's a 3.
It's all right. Yeah. You take note of it. That's about it.
Just one more question. Is that the only kid that has gone missing?
From what I've heard, at least in the Breadwall, yes. Sometimes, depending on where you're at in the city, makes a difference on what information you're privy to. But I will say this: I have heard more reports of some of these outskirts towns being hit. This is the first one I've heard of in the city that gained major, traction. People go missing all the time, but usually people turn up fairly quickly. We have ways of locating, objects, and if people can pay enough, even people, things like scrying, things like this. But even with these measures for this case, having been a family that's not, that poor, it seems that even scrying can't reach wherever he is. So are the vigils looking into these disappearances?
Are they?
I don't know, are they?
But I think he is. But I am.
Okay. I mean, fair enough, you're a vigil, so I guess then there you go.
A little bit guilty because she doesn't actually know if there are any other vigils looking into it. So giving her false hope, maybe. Anyway.
Well, do you have any other questions?
So, but if you hear anything else, send word to the village, the vigil for Pinky.
For sure. Yeah. Well, if any more cases that seem connected to this come up, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
For sure. All right.
I got a question. How much would it be for Baron to stock up on the essentials?
I mean, what's the essentials?
Drink.
I mean, you have drinking most of the alcohol that you got from that.
Oh yeah, I imagine he tried to keep that as long as he could,
I mean, he didn't try to keep it as long as he could. He drank it as fast as he could, and then ran anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way,
he needs more.
He needs more.
10 gold?
10 gold.
Decent amount.
Sure.
All right.
Anything else that you guys would like to accomplish while you're in? No.
Winter clothing.
Mhm.
How much?
1 gold piece.
One for your whole set?
I'm assuming,
And
do they find a pink set?
Healing potions, usually the going rate is about 50 for a simple healing potion. 50 gold.
3.
You're going to get 3 healing potions?
Oh,
Perfect.
of course. Oh, yeah, that's actually really smart. I don't have money now. Oops. I got my healing potion, if you know what I mean.
All
Yeah,
the
take this. Taking the edge off.
Heal black potion too.
50 gold is the going rate, unless you want,
For a healing potion. For
For
just
one
the
healing
basic
potion.
healing potion.
Yeah.
Are there other potions?
say that again.
Can I haggle?
For sure. You can.
Like to
And you can also look around to see if you can find a store that's selling them for a smaller price, depending on.
Now you tell me.
Well,
I mean,
Are there other type of potions out there? Like
Yeah.
what?
well, if you're at the potion shop,
We're at the potion shop.
hey, you guys ring the little bell as you walk in. It's not like one at the corner. It's like one of the like belts that has like a bunch of like jingle bells. You know, like yeah, it's like a hook that they have on the front door. It kind of like that's probably older than I am. I don't know how long that's been there. As you go in, you find yourself face to face with what looks to be some sort of what?
Polar bear.
No, no, Smiths is not as bad, but no, you find yourself face to face with a large
tiger.
Toby the Tiger. It's terrific. I do like that. The Lesser King. Yeah, it's just a bunch. I can't say that. We're on there. I was gonna say a bunch of furries in one place. Yeah, I did say it. That's messed up.
No one listens to us.
Nope.
It's not true.
It is.
3 dedicated listeners.
One of them being your dad, right?
Anyways, so it's a cool race. I'll just have
We're just going to
Leon. The Leon one. A hare. A bunny.
a bear,
A bunny.
Yeah, honey.
bright green. You just go in, and there's this kind of
Nasty bug.
mantis-like humanoid bug. It's got like 4 arms. It's clicking at you.
Get out of there, dude. That's not worth it.
We find
It's like got like the best prices. He's like doing like this with this little tree. It's
So
it's like super sale marked down. Yeah, well, oh sorry, we were looking for not potions. You find one that has a reputable source, an owner that you're comfortable with. That was kind of racist, by the way.
Pinky was not being racist. She was happy
Racist
to
to
shop.
bugs. Who cares about
Yeah.
bugs?
Democracy.
Pinky cared about bugs.
Right.
Anywho, so what kind of potions are you looking for? Is the real question.
What are there?
Oh,
Some of the ones that would catch your eye, kind of just more out and kind of a glass face.
toe one.
A potion of giant strength. For sure. There it is. One hill giant potion, which is an uncommon rarity. Looks like it goes for around 500 gold pieces.
Wouldn't have afforded that anyways. Well,
Maybe not 500. Probably 250 at least, though.
make me too broke. And yeah, that'd make me too broke. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
No, I'm joking. You find one person that looks super normal. It turns out to be a bug
In a
in a
man
suit.
suit.
Why are you
In a
doing
man
this
suit.
in black?
Hey, no. He's like, yes, what's up?
What's your name?
Melvin.
Hey.
Melvin Emporium of Potions.
Very wonderful name. It's really catchy. It's really
Thank you. I came up with it all by my own.
Good. Good.
Except I actually got a little bit of help from my mom. Hey, what can I do for you?
Great. So, how long you been working here? Why? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Probably like 10 years since I opened up.
Great. So you're very seasoned sales representative. You got it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at this.
Okay. So how I'm interested in this giant strength potion.
Yeah, for sure. The classics. I really like one of these bad boys. They're just, whenever you need. Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. So I will admit it's a little out of my price range. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
like, yeah, it's not your problem, but I'm curious.
That's not what I meant by that. I'm truly sorry that it costs too much. It's just, materials these days, worker strikes, it's just hitting the whole entire market hard.
I understand, like, compared to other stores, what makes this one different? Why should I buy this one?
This one? Well,
Price-wise.
most of the time, our products are made in house. This is what I've been doing. Like I said, I've been in the potion making business for like the last 15 years. I've got a great repertoire. Most of the other ones have to outsource. I actually do a lot of outsourcing for other potions places. In the back, I got me, I got Reggie, I got we have a whole team of potion alchemist makers. We're just we're really employee based company, and with that we strive to make the best product. Our focus, like our target market, is adventurers. That's who we really strive to reach. I see kind of some of I see like the Vigil pendants on y'all. So and you're like Triquetra. So like you are like who I'm trying to sell to. So
Well, so you acknowledge that we work for high organizations such as Triquetra.
For sure, yeah.
So there's opportunities for partnerships and employee discounts in a way. So
employee discount for
adventurer discounts, what I meant.
Oh, I was like, are you selling me some? Because I'm like, sometimes when I need to get like a potion, like I said, it's been hard to get materials lately. It's really difficult, just this geopolitical market that we're in right now is just kind of difficult. What were you saying?
If you had partnerships with adventuring companies such as us too, that would enhance your competitiveness with your other sellers. So this gives you a great opportunity to increase your sales, get more revenue for you. Fantastic, great. So aside from that, I'm a customer. I want to buy something. So I want to get this for a discounted price with the prospect of maybe putting a word in for you with organizations or businesses so you can expand your networking.
So if I'm understanding correctly, you want me to mark down the price for the possibility of maybe future business?
More money for you.
I mean, it may not be more money for me. What if you forget and not say anything?
My name is Opal Davies. I will not forget.
You promise?
Yes.
Pinky promise?
More of a confidence person myself.
Pinky promise. It's a pinky promise. Oh no. Look, you seem like a nice lady. I see that you really want to, like I can tell you got the pal and get up. Strength's important.
I mean, I'm getting my pen and paper ready to write.
Yeah, let's do it. I think that's a great idea. Let's write something down. All right.
Okay.
A binding contract to promise me that you are going to retrieve goods for me or services in exchange for a discounted price. I think is exactly what I need.
Yes, 30%.
30%.
Only for those who work with such organizations, not anybody.
And
thus, more adventurers will come in for the discount for your product.
If that's the case, if we're going to do that, I need shipments regularly.
Well,
because that's
your
like
job is adventuring. We don't do shipments.
Well, what's the difference? Can't you go out there, kill a monster, and bring it back here, and I'll boil it and make it into a potion?
That you could do in a variety of ways. Not necessarily I need to contract these.
Well, that's what this is all about. This is like what I'm talking about, the old geopolitical. Well, back in the day when my dad used to start this business, he would just, say to the adventurer, hey, you go out there, kill a giant, and I'll boil the toe and put it in a bottle. You drink it, you'll be strong.
Yeah,
I know. But nowadays, we have to do all this pen and paper and all this stuff. And it's just part of life. It's what we got to do. It's not the same, it's not the same era. And so
you don't want a legally binding contract for our agreement.
Look, we can do this two ways. We can do the legally binding contract, or you go out and kill me a giant and I'll make you a potion. Because you know how many giants toes that you get from one giant?
10.
actually 12. They have 12 tethers. Which means that I could give you 3 potions, and that means I keep 75% of, that. I make the potions, I give you 3. I think that's pretty good business, right?
Yeah, the discount, yeah.
But no, there's no money involved. This is just trade straight from producer to consumer. It's like how the world was supposed to be work. But now you threw in this gold. Anywho, so look.
Discount for this product. Can I have it?
Kill me a giant or what?
It's legally binding contract to get better. Because who's to say we're going to run into one during our adventures? That's not part of what we're focused on right now. Other things.
Well,
Be mean and tough and do a good job.
so
You're
you're
pretty mean and tough without the potion. I think you're
I
okay.
appreciate that, but I don't want to die either.
Brave giant.
But we're
it's not a bad idea.
No.
We're still
You're not gonna
focusing
do
on the dragon. We gotta wait on the dragon first.
Look, if you guys find me a dragon,
Tori wants a dragon.
like any high level, or not level, that's not the right word. High damage, like things that are crazy, are like what you make good potions out of. Like, potion of gaseous form. You need to kill like 2 air elementals. And the hardest part is just collecting the material after that, because it's gas. How do you put that into something? Look,
And
Melvin's Emporium of Potions is an upstanding business, and I recognize your plight today. I need a legally binding contract between you and I saying that within 30 days you will return with the extra discounted prices worth of gold materials back to me if I'm going to give you discount. Does that make sense? So if I mark it down to free, you have to bring back 250 gold worth of materials.
So like credit?
Yeah, it's kind of like a credit system.
going into
No, he's trying to sign you up for a car.
I think it's a great idea. Look,
Pinky, how many potions were you planning on buying today?
she already did.
No, yeah.
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
haggle.
and
Oh, yeah, you're haggling.
Oh yeah,
I
what's my
want
bad? How many were you
street
planning on?
potion for a cheaper price. Because I want some money in my wallet.
Big persuasion check.
I tried being persuasive to the extreme of let's increase your business, give you more revenues and
Well,
monies for you.
But the thing is that it has to have somehow actually increasing it, because if any person came off the street and said, "Hey, I got a deal for you,"
Opening a distributive line to these specific adventuring companies. That's what I'm saying.
so he's going to open up a store at the lighthouse.
You could do that, or for these specific adventurers, that could go the other revenue, as you were saying.
It's like a sponsorship.
Yeah.
So that way he could put, so you guys would carry around like stickers of
Yeah.
Melvin's Potion, Emporium of Potions.
Be down.
You like stickers?
Yeah.
I'd put it on.
We could do little patches. You guys get patches all over your adventuring gear.
You get tats on their clothes.
Don't you want that? I got a nat 20 plus persuasion is 24. So gimme.
If you wear this shirt while you're in Havnok, I'll give you a discount. It's a Melvin's Potions and Emporium of Potions.
How much of a discount? You didn't say.
If you also speak highly of my products,
Said I was going to.
tell you what, I'll give you the 30% off, and I'll throw in a potion of healing on top of that. I'd like you to use that one though as a demonstration of my product.
Okay, and can I still have the product I'm originally interested in, such as the strength potion?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a little side thing. It's for the brand marketing. You are going to be the best billboard for today.
All right.
You can keep the shirt afterwards.
Thanks. Okay. Now how much? 30% off of one.
Of $250.
Yeah.
Did you not do the math?
You better hope that you can still pay for that.
I don't think so.
Future things too. I know it's not a huge thing. I can't ask like 75% off.
All right.
$75
$250 times by 0.7, 175 gold.
You definitely still.
I mean, 30% off is not
a lot.
Oh. Well, it's a lot.
That's
That's
not a lot.
Crazy.
And
I do think you guys should do the sponsorship thing. Just go around. You guys could be influencers.
wait, I do have to talk to DM.
Yeah.
So I said I bought 3 potions. And I downgrade that to 1, so it's only.
Yeah, he's going to give you 1.
Yeah.
So you'll have 2 potions and the potion of giant strength.
Okay, so that would be 250. Sorry, what did you say again?
Are you getting 2? You're just getting 1 potion? 1 potion of healing. You'll get 1 for free.
Yeah.
And the potion of giant strength.
Yeah, so then 50.
That'll be 225. I love the
Potion's
Fine
50,
things.
and then a freebie.
Yeah,
And then that one, which was what?
175.
Okay. My brain. I just had.
No, you said you wanted to get something as well from Melvin's Potions and Emporium. I mean, not Melvin's Emporium of Potions.
Yes, Pinky would like to slip on the ring of hunger projection.
Oh, oh wow!
What is this?
Man, you really got the munchies.
I will always feel full while I'm wearing it, but everyone else around me feels really hungry. Whoa!
As you guys are sitting in the store, you guys kind of feel like, man, is it lunchtime? I'm kind of hungry.
I think it's time that we go to the bread bowl place.
Give me a minute. Okay.
Yeah, that's close to lunch.
Would like to buy a potion of healing.
For sure. Yeah.
But would you consider lowering the price if I give you? She pulls out one of her beautifully decorated cupcakes. Adelaide's like,
Adelaide's like, my dad will just pay for it for you.
pieces off, and she like sets it down right next to the potion.
I'm really hungry. It looks like he's like doing math inside his head. Like he'd run down to the BB, pick up a muffin there, and I'd have to go up there. I'd have to use my. If I buy this now, I could use this as my lunch break and still earn the money.
That's so worse.
Got the deal. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the potion, put the 40 gold pieces down.
He like inhales the cupcake. He eats it. He's like, "Man, I still feel kind of hungry."
I'm just gonna pull off the ring.
Oh, whoa.
It takes a little while to kick.
Yeah, that was like wild. It was like instant. Like it was like I'm hungry and then fun. And I was whoa. That was like wild.
I was looking through my stuff like, where's
Let's,
my
I gotta grab a backpack real quick, but let's go and get some bread bowls and look at the map and see how to get to Coldstone.
Never mind.
I'm gonna buy a rock climbers, like a climbing kit.
Yeah,
climbers
sure.
Backpack and
Mark it off.
upgrade. Now that we're in the mountains, I feel like that's a useful thing.
As y'all are, as you guys go to the Black Dragon Bread and Brewery, the smells of the bread waft back towards you, filling you with a sense of, oh man, that was like a couple months ago. It's wild. And also kind of the lingering thoughts of seeing all the moldy bread fill the streets also kind of hits you for a second. But as you open up the door, the sweet aroma hits your nose, and you guys kind of sit down at a table to make your plans for the following adventure. I think we'll go to break for the middle. All right.
Break.
Break.
Scratch isn't making roll. that we
I'll
are
bring us back.
busing them to the middle school to use their track.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so that's already gonna be like an event. Okay.
Yes, it's a big.
We're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Awesome.
guys can keep talking.
Anyway,
We're gonna get playing D&D
It's
soon.
great
once we
trying to
get
figure
there.
it out in weeks to prep them. Oh my gosh. We gotta practice our and practice handing off the baton.
And of course, this is none of the stuff that I did. I did not do track and field in high school.
Yeah.
I was dancing. I'm gonna dance this week. That's my thing. And it's fine. I have a lot of help from the computer teacher who was the PE teacher.
Ren.
And
Spicy switch.
I know.
Ren.
Anyways, so thanks for listening.
Brandon.
If you volunteers.
I might take you on.
Have we seen Ren? We've already seen Ren cast spells, right? So, like, we have seen Ren cast spells before, right? So, like, having him cast spells now wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
Can you hear him?
a lot of his spells
Whoa,
before
maybe we're
were
slow
like
again.
they weren't as arcane. Like they were kind of like I don't know, like rangery, like just like tricks.
I love you, Jeezy.
But
There's also right there, too.
let me think, what spells
Yeah, like-
does he have?
Good berries, just finding berries out in the wood.
Yeah, like rubbing like leaves into wounds
So, like,
and
have
stuff.
we seen, like, I guess what I'm trying to get at, like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, like, do we know you've made a contract with Yoko? Is this, like, a thing we know or no?
I mean,
we did see his whole village be like, he's the chosen one.
yeah, I think
That's true.
I think you know that he's like helping me out, but I don't think you know he's helping me out. You know, I don't think you know about like
Okay.
the like ability.
Just so I know how to prepare and get
Yeah, for sure.
I do also want to like, as someone who is playing a genie patron warlock, the shenanigans we got in because I was packed to the chain, my whole party in my ring and my little pseudo dragon would just fly into wherever.
Dude, it's easy. It's
And I'm
airfare,
thinking, like,
man.
Everybody just gets in and people fly.
Yep.
Fly people things.
That's amazing.
I'm sneaking into some place. Super sneaky pinky. Everyone else in the shenanigans is gonna be great.
I love it. All right. So, you guys are going places. Literally.
Yes.
We are currently going places.
Yeah. As you guys have finalized your plans, you looking over the maps, there's a fairly clear-cut way up the mountain. Coldstone's geographically would be normally like on flight ground it'd be like maybe like a 2, maybe 3 day at most travel.
Okay.
Going uphill though, since right now where you're sitting at in terms of Havnok is probably around 6,000 to 7,000 feet above sea level in elevation. You'll be probably getting to about 14.
Really doesn't hold any context for me, but
And a way to think about this, the highest peak in Utah sits about at 11,000 feet.
So we're going high.
Right now, here in Cedar, we're at 6,000 ish. And so it's about 1,000 feet up higher from us right now. So it's pretty nice and warm here. Higher up than that gets cold.
Okay.
It gets high elevation and it makes it, just breathing makes it harder to maneuver and things like that.
question. Do I need to worry about Pinky's wings?
Freezing?
Yeah.
Freezing?
Because we're thin
You're magic.
and okay. I don't know.
But in Tinkerbell,
Fate's got a point.
I'm just saying, like they're very thin. And you know, when you get frostbite, right, the first things are your feet and your toes because they're then their appendages, right? So
Yeah.
do I need
But if you're
Space.
constantly flying, they can't get cold.
Now, Blake, in Tinkerbell,
I think that
scissor.
I would assume is like I always imagine that like your wings can kind of tuck underneath kind of like an outer cloak or something like that. Like if you have, basically like a shovel or something like that, you'd be able to protect your wings. If you're out and exposing them for a long time, it's just like any other place that can get exposure.
cool? They're not particularly susceptible.
Yeah.
I imagine as we're all eating our bread bowls and we're all around. Well, I know that we're planning on, trekking our way over to Coldstone, but perhaps Adelaide. I know you got some money here and there. Maybe you could buy transportation for us to get there.
Have we seen any form of transportation, horses or?
For sure, this is a major city. You could most likely buy horses here. Horses, a cart, something along those lines.
Or just buy
You could even maybe talk to a caravan that might be going that way,
a
and
cart or something.
Order or something. We just like,
It's right.
yeah, it's right.
Do they make tricks and treks out there? I imagine they have like a posted like, hey, we travel this to this day, this to this, or whatever.
yeah, and
Like,
you kind of like look around, and start talking about it. You and asking around. People point out like, hey, it's not the safest to travel up into that high altitude. There's a lot of, different things that makes it to where the road's safe. And even the last couple weeks as you travel to Havnok, there's a couple times that maybe it wasn't shown on air, but you got into like a fight with the things just on the road. Those caravans probably would appreciate, Vigil's traveling with them, just for the added protection.
Question. Anthropological question.
For sure.
Since we're increasing elevation, we'll have to decrease our speed to adapt.
Yes.
How much longer is it going to take?
So once you reach about 10,000 feet above the sea level, every 1 hour, what would be usually considered 1 hour of travel takes 2 hours. So it slows you down pretty good.
So that's really born and go slow. Or else we will get nauseous and receive brain damage.
Mhm.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
in real life.
That's what happens to people who try to climb Mount Everest too fast.
Brain damage?
That's why they have those camps set at specific elevations so you can stay.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Human variation class.
Oh.
Variation.
That's dedication, man.
Anyway, yeah, how much would like a caravan cost? Like, how much would it be to?
You probably could even convince them to pay you to come with them for just the protection.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, I spent a lot of money on the island, and we haven't stopped anywhere where I can get more money. So the money that I have on me is not as much as it usually is.
So instead of it being 1,000, it's 900.
So, yeah, they as you talk to them, they say, "Yeah, we'd love to have some, added protection guards. We'll pay you since you'll protect us. We'll pay you 2 gold for every day as a running rate, and it's usually from here up there, about a 5-day journey. So,
And are they going all the way to Coldstone, or are they going just nearby?
we'll be heading to Coldstone. Are you trying to go to that city proper, or are you looking for some?
I believe we're trying to go right to Coldstone. Isn't that right, Ren?
I think so. Wait, hold on. Let me consult my notes. It's near Coldstone. There's an elf colony that lives near Coldstone.
Okay,
More cheesalillas.
I think that. Yeah, if you guys are heading to Coldstone anyways, we can help you get there. That's not a problem.
Well, when are you leaving?
Well, we're just finishing up getting our supplies. You can leave. Oh, say in a couple hours.
Great, we'll be ready.
As you guys finish up your things, before heading out, is there anything else that you guys would like to do?
We could go say hi to what's her name?
What is her name?
You know her name.
Brigadier Hawes?
Yeah.
Didn't we already say hi to her?
Brigadier.
Pinky said hi to her.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Sai.
Well, then we're good.
Something that you could consider doing, you could also check in with the Vigil outpost if you felt so inclined, but you also don't have to.
I think at least just tell them like, hey, we are here, so that they aren't like,
Hey, could
where are they?
Forward.
Yeah, can I get my dagger of warning?
Yeah. If you went to to there, you could probably travel back to the lighthouse for just like a second, pick it up, and then come back. We're here in a place that has a teleportation circle, so you might as well use it.
Yes, I would like.
Awesome.
So excited to get my weapon of warning. Was just a dagger, right? I think I said that.
Do you want a different type of container?
So you head to the Vigil's outpost. You kind of just give a lay of the land of what's going on, what you guys have been up to, and where you're at. Do you give any details on your travels as you check in with the kind of the older guy that runs the one here in Havnok? He's like, he just asks kind of basic questions like, "Oh yeah, what have you been up to?" I'll send kind of your report back.
I think we'll probably just say like, we visited a village in Lena, like parentheses, Ren's family, and then, yeah.
We recruited y'all a dude.
Okay.
Froggy dude.
Sounds good. Just if you hear of any.
I think just pretty minor. So we'll glaze over it.
Okay, sounds good.
We've Opal would like to send in a report to the Triquetra.
Yeah, for sure. We can send a missive to them. What'd you like to say?
Flare in the container that had the Triquetra symbol on it. Please investigate.
Are you going to put any more information on that?
We found it in this location.
Okay. All right, got it written down.
Oh, and the thing that the Mind Flare said was he was here in the case of harvesting. Big stars, pizzazz right there. Then big warning sign. No, bad.
No, bad. Okay.
Isn't that they're somewhere deep, right?
Somewhere
What did
deep.
Wait, can you ask if they have any more flasks we can use?
And do you want me to put that down? Do you want me to put that down? More flasks?
Say that.
Yeah, but she said something. I wrote that down. Who's writing this letter?
You're technically writing.
I'm writing the letter. I guess say what I put down. All right, more flasks? Question mark.
But who's that directed to? Who are you asking?
Well, they have intuition. They'll figure it out. Whatever. He folds it up, and there's this. He pulls out this little tube-like object, places your letter into it. He pulls out another one, places kind of the missive that he had written, kind of just what you guys have been up to, and he taps them on the front, kind of almost on this jewel at the front. You see them, two little pieces of metal kind of space out of them, and they start whirring, almost kind of like a dragonfly, and both of them take off and then dart out the door in separate directions.
Cool.
Hey, Pinky, when you grab your weapon, will you make sure and just check and make sure Elia made it back to
Yeah.
the lighthouse?
Will do. Pop back and grab her weapon of warning. Is
For sure.
Elia there?
As you ask around, Laya has not been heard of or seen.
But
If you do see him, please send us word. Thank you.
For sure. Yeah, you were able to pick up your dagger. And you now have within your capacity your dagger of.
Yep. I'm also blocking the camera here.
I would say that your dagger of warning, just to kind of give you kind of a idea of what it looks like. It's a very sleek blade.
Yeah.
Kind of almost looks like a mini like sword where it has kind of like a pommel. The blade's pretty like straight.
Yeah.
Not anything fancy, but the thing that does kind of catch your eye is there's a pommel on the end of it that looks like someone laughing. Like it's still circular, but like has engraven in it like a little mouth that looks like it's laughing. Or maybe when you turn it upside down, it's crying. It's kind of hard to tell.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
For sure.
Baron,
Yeah.
thank you for always checking on us. I don't think I realized that.
Yeah. Sure.
If you're heading up to Coldstone, I will say this. It sounds like the orc activity is going to have been raising it there, so maybe just keep an eye out for that. I've heard reports of their raids increasing a little bit. I imagine that you explained like, hey, we're going to go with the caravan up there. We're still looking into things. Yeah, you might run into some on the road. Just warning you.
And just for my understanding, Chase, this is above the table.
Ah.
When we're saying like orc, it's not like necessarily meaning because like we've seen orcs about. This is more of just like this is like some gang or something.
So there's kind of an interesting thing with orcs, as there's orcs that live among people
Society,
normally,
right.
among society,
And then there's
there's
wild orcs.
kind of like
Okay.
wild orcs. Like from make a history check. See if you kind of know a little bit more lore about this.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you just know that one thing that you do know though is like wild orcs tend to be like gray skinned,
Okay.
and the ones that are more in society tend to be green skinned.
Cool.
Not necessarily like it's just an
Not
interesting
always,
thing.
but it's just kind of like that's just
Actually, most always.
Oh.
It's a fairly big distinction.
okay. So
It
you
might
could
have something
tell.
to do with them like being in the sun more.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that that's not just like orcs are bad. It's just like this is just kind of how this is.
It's been known of like an orc who has been taking out that situation. Like if they're in the sun more often, their skin usually starts to turn green.
They're happier.
Like onions.
Yeah.
Cool.
They start growing little hairs. And,
We can get back into it. That was just above the table. So.
Okay.
Thanks for the warning.
all right. As you all head out on your trek, you found yourself in companionship with what's a good caravan name?
The green onion.
The green onions. No. The cabbage salesman.
Carolina Lanabane.
So the caravan leader, his name's Jeremiah.
He didn't even acknowledge me.
And he specializes in taking mining equipment up to these small outposts. Coldstone has become kind of an epicenter for a lot of these outskirt mining towns up at the high peaks.
Great.
And similar to, as you listen to it, it gives you flashbacks of that place that you've been. He mostly brings that, which also sometimes gives him, kind of a target on his back. Is he brings up, supplies, weapons, things that they would need, and takes down ore to be taken. And most of the time they run into problems is heading up. Orcs are usually not as focused on the raw materials, more on getting the pre-made goods.
So how long you been running these routes?
as you look at Jeremiah, he's
Is he the only one, or are there more people in this?
he has a whole caravan.
Okay.
So he's a caravan leader, which basically means that he's the boss.
How many people would you say are in this caravan?
Probably around 20 to 30 people, ranging
So
from
it's fairly big.
fairly large. And he makes this fairly often, but like he's willing to pay for the extra added protection.
Sure.
He mentions how, as you look at him, he's kind of a portly man who is balding on the top, but hides it by putting kind of a little bit, like the
Like a hat?
the Leonardo da Vinci hat,
Yeah.
the little kind of little poofy guy. It's poofy. It's kind of like a beret, but also like Renaissance-esque. You know what I'm talking about. He wears fairly nice clothing. And one thing that you notice about him, though, even though he may be a little more plump and stuff like that, he has some strength behind him. He's not just sitting on one of the wagons riding the whole way and back. He's out there working the animals. It seems like he's done it because he's what he's been doing for so long. Yeah, he's been able to accrue wealth, but he's not afraid to continue to get his hands dirty.
Good to know.
What was your question to him again?
How long he's been doing this?
I
imagine we're on the road now,
Yeah.
right?
As you guys are heading out, he says, "Well, I've been making this specific run for probably around 2-3 years, but I've been known to travel all over Havnok. I've even once seen the ivory palanquin of the king on the road. Not many people can say that, but yeah, I've seen most of this land, but I've never really gone out. Usually, the row vine stops us from going too far. One way, we got the ocean on the top. Tepesh is a little bit too orthodox for my taste, and traveling over to Lena usually isn't that profitable. And so here I do. I run the Grey Mountains along its spine, hauling things back and forth.
It's a job that needs to be done.
And we try to do it to the best of our ability. And we always appreciate hands that are willing to join on, even for a short time. Just extra body count helps deter monsters and things that might be foolish enough to attack us.
You get attacked often?
We probably get attacked probably once every 3 to 6 months. We usually are pretty safe. The lanes that we travel, especially nowadays, are a lot safer. The farther you get out, the more dangerous it is. But these ones, especially between Havnok and Coldstone, are usually fairly safe. Lately, they've picked up a little more danger, but it's somewhat seasonal. During the dead of winter, when we have to switch from the wheels to the skis, even for us, it's hard to get up here. And so I can't imagine, whether it be goblins or orcs or monsters, any type, it's hard to get out. So that's my guess. Is it's just kind of a rotten year.
Well, we won't see too much trouble.
That's the goal.
Well,
Are there any children in this caravan?
Yeah. So as you kind of get a sense, most of these people travel with their families. This is their livelihood, and so they take the most important parts of their life with them, keep their family.
Right.
As you kind of get a feeling, almost everyone in this caravan is family. Besides maybe some of the guards, things like that. Most everyone is related. While Jeremiah is the caravan lead, it's basically like he's the grandpa, and his sons run each one their own wagon, and that's kind of how it goes. Even though Jeremiah runs the kind of financials for like setting up brokering deals and things like that. His sons, his daughters, kind of run the actual thing going on. And you'd see probably about of the 30 people, 4 or 5 of them are children, ranging from as you look, probably a child around 1 year of age, up to a boy that's just probably about middle teens.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Pinky will befriend them as she
For sure.
does.
Yeah, as Pinky always does. Some kids may take longer than others, but after the first, second day, you've become fast friends with these kids and are found playing with them between the tracks on the muddy, slick road, and coming up with games to pass the time.
As we travel, Baron will just probably keep an eye out for any dangers.
Yeah. Over the next couple days, I'd like you to do a perception check to see some of the things that you may notice.
Not bad. 21.
21. So the first thing that you would notice is the path leading to Coldstone outside Havnok races tremendously uphill in elevation. Similar to the switchbacks that you found in that small mining village, though on a lot grander scale, is this large track that has been cut into the mountain, heading towards the peaks. From one side, it's sheer cliffs looking down, and on the other side is sheer cliffs looking up. It looks like the rock here has been cut to leave these grooves that are able to be transversed. The pathway that you're on has been, with time, weathered, and that's why soil has grown on some trees and things like that. And it's quite impressive how beautiful you find this area to be. As you look down the sprawling city of castles beneath you, you can see the spires and the tips of the castles pointing towards you, but nothing can quite match the majesty of Mother Nature and her spires. As you look back up towards the peak, it really does make those tiny little castles look insignificant. From up here, you can see 2 major complexes in the city, one towards the south and one towards the north. These major, almost palace-like superstructures with many different rooms and things like that. Really, at this point, can show their full size. You, as you look out to them, Jeremiah, who I would imagine is walking kind of close to you, Baron, would say, kind of quite a sight for someone who's never seen the city of Havnok from up above. What do you think?
Great.
It's pretty neat, I'd say. But I don't know. From up here, it just all seems like, it's kind of like an anthill. All that busyness running around. We're up here, and we really just can't get what's like for them down there.
Wise words.
As he walks off, kind of nodding.
And just keep going.
The first day passes and leaves. Most of the first day is actually pushing up the hill. By the second day, or you finish the first day on those same slopes. It's not uncommon, as you see, kind of dotted along the trail, places where people set up a camp. You imagine if you were able to, stand off in the distance, looking maybe from a mountain peak on the other side, looking back this way, it almost looked like there's a snake racing up this mountain towards the top of these little dots of light, campfires of caravans, very similar to this one, all leading, more northern, more up and up. By the second day, you've reached the kind of the top, where up here the peaks themselves kind of flatten out. You're well above that 10,000 foot elevation. You'd expect yourself right now to be sitting at probably 12 or so. You definitely can feel the lack of air, and with that, traveling gets a little bit slower. And as you think about it, that's why you think it takes 5 days to travel where you're going.
Still,
Yeah.
that's the one too.
Mm-hmm. As you're traveling, something that you would notice, Baron, since you did a perception check, is every once in a while you'll see what looks to be a place where a caravan has been burnt out, maybe raided, things like that. Signs of, what Jeremiah had talked about earlier. Though, as you continue going, you don't necessarily see any signs along this path at this time. By the end of the 5th day, you've, gotten a sense for what's like to be a caravan lead, and some of you have even learned how to help with the working the animals, with, sometimes helping out with things that you may not expect it to, where one wagon had a tire slip, using the strength of about 10 of you, Opal standing tall with all of her muscles, helping pick up the wagon and putting the wheel back on. You...
I know some people splinters.
Yeah. I would say one thing that you'd notice, Ren, as you're traveling, is Donnie's getting kind of big.
He's growing.
Like, he doesn't fit in the teapot anymore. He's almost the size of like a medium-sized dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's heavy.
He is heavy.
Huge.
Think of like having to hold like kind of like heavy jello in something. It's kind of viscousy. It like sloshes around a little bit, but it's not like water.
It's like heavier than water.
Yeah. You notice though, as you kept feeding him, he seems to be more intelligent. The bigger he gets, the brighter he is. You
Yeah,
start to kind of pick
I
up.
might have like started like trying to like make him do tricks and like kind of start him like kind of train him a little bit. If I'm noticing this like aptitude, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's foster this,
You see Baron kind of always eyeing you and eyeing Donnie from the corner of his eye, just like hand on like weapons, just ready for any incident to come across.
I've taught Donnie to give a thumbs up.
Yeah, he
Like
goes.
a little like amorphous hand just comes up and gives a thumbs up.
Yeah, it usually comes out of the top of his head, which
Yeah.
is a little bit concerning.
Somewhere, you know, it just comes out of him.
If you really have a head, yeah, it just comes out, and sometimes it even comes out from the ground, and it like pushes him up, and then he tips over and falls on his
Yeah,
side.
exactly. It's like a foot for him. But whenever I see Baron like kind of being like drawing a weapon, like when I'm teaching Donnie how to like eat someone alive, you know, and Baron's like, I don't know about that. I tell Donnie to give him a thumbs up. And maybe Donnie's kind of like gotten the vibe now. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's thumbs up time. Like he's kind of expecting it.
Whenever Baron just gets close to him, he just like automatically. It's like a dog with like a
Comes
treat.
out.
You like, yeah, you know how like a dog will like shake when like you sit down and he'll just like put his hand out like to shake.
It knows it's gonna do tricks for treats. It's gonna sit down and paws come out. No, Donnie, like the thumbs out. Ren's nearby, the thumbs out. Or Darren's nearby, the thumbs out.
Yeah, I think that's what you've been really training him is how to like use his little phalanges for, you know, like because like slimes are kind of slow, but like slimes are also they have the ability to, you know, they can change how their body works, and so you kind of shown him how to like, you know, use his little nubs as basically like legs to like undulate, like kind of like crawl. So the more like you work with him, you think he'll be able to get better and better at like, you know, acting it in like different capacities.
Well, I want him to move. I think we've said this before, like a slinky.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of just like flopping over by himself.
Oh yes. My bad. I'm sorry. I do think that's better.
Yeah, I like that idea.
He's just getting faster at it. He's getting kind of like, you know, the like.
Yes, I love him. Yeah, the speed.
I love it.
I've like made like a little like agility course for him to like jumps through hoops and stuff.
A lot of the caravan workers are very impressed. They've never seen a slime so well behaved.
They ever seen a slime?
No. But they've heard stories, and from the stories that they tell, they don't do this, and they're pretty impressed. On the fifth day, towards kind of evening, you find yourselves heading towards the town of Coldstone. By this point, you've definitely had to don your cold weather, as at this elevation, the rain that's falling on you this evening, while it's a drizzle, as it lands, it's kind of freezing. You feel your clothing get a little stiff. Everything around you is a mix between slush and rain, and your boots are, your feet are wet, cold. It's kind of, this last little push has been, a little bit nasty. You have mud basically up to your knee. The area that you've been traveling through, especially up at this height, I actually need to look up how high is the timberline.
Remember, I learned that in my class, but I don't remember.
11,500. So yeah, you're past that. So
Not good.
trees can live up here, but they built a town. The town, though, itself isn't very impressive. You notice that the most striking thing about it is the stone wall surrounding it, seemingly about 30 feet tall and fairly thick. You'd assume that something with Zehovic people, they just like building walls. Maybe it has to do with castles, whatever. From what you can see on the other side, though, most of the buildings look wooden. You can even see what looks to be a lot of even tent structures stayed up. Maybe people who come up here seasonally for the warmer months. Even though, how could it be more warm up here? As it's almost the middle of summer and you're getting freezing rain. And you just would feel bad for anyone who actually have to stay up here all the time. As you approach the gates, you notice that the main portcullis is closed and barred. As you reach it, Jeremiah will yell up towards the top of the wall and say, "Hoy! This is Jeremiah, the caravan driver from Havnok, coming to your town. May we enter?" A second later, a voice calls down, and you kind of the sense of almost kind of a fear tremble in it. It says, I'm sorry, Master Jeremiah. We can't open the gate at this time." He says, "What for? You open the gate every single time I've asked before this." You would notice first, Baron, you were the one that was kind of watching out. As you look up, those dots that you assumed were probably just, other mining operations, maybe a little too close. Fires. That's strange. There's not a lot of wood up here. And then you see it. It's hard to tell with the mist and the rain, but from what you can see are 100 or so campfires. I don't know if campfire is the correct term. More like a bonfire. I'd like you to do a perception check. It's going to be a 12. 12? You can see figures around them. Many. As the voice calls down, "I think we might be able to get the gate open, but you have to come in quick. We've only had 3 caravans make it to the town. I think the weather is cold. Stopped them." "Stopped what?" The guard on the top post will point out and say, "The Orcs. The tribes banding together. We're not sure why. They're laying siege to our town. The numbers grow increasingly larger. We fear that if we open the gate, that'll cause them to charge down." Jeremiah says it from the bottom. "They can't leave us out here. We'd be sitting ducks. They'd come and raid and pillage our cart." The guard sitting up there would say, "We've seen it happen from mere 100 meters away. We tried our best to shoot arrows, slings, but let's get you in as soon as possible."
Gonna look at her buddies. He's gonna, we can hold them off, right? Right? We could try.
We can.
That's to get an idea of what's going on.
When you looked at those, how's the 1-year-old part of the party? He's like, "Yeah, let's take on the Orcs." From what you understand, like the fires that are around are, look to be other wagons that have been pulled off the road and lit on fire to keep warm. As you look, Baron.
Oh, so they haven't let anyone in.
Well, the orcs have stopped them before they can get to the town.
Oh, those are all okay. Do you have any idea of how many there are?
Our numbers, we assume to be around maybe 1,000 strong. It's hard to see in the nighttime. From what you can tell, most of what throws you off, I guess I could have explained this. You would have noticed, now thinking back, there's been many times when you got very close to this town this last day, where there's been track of wagons along the road that seem to have veered off many footprints and things like that. From what you can tell and gather, this town may have been being ransacked for the past maybe day or so, and the wagons that are ahead of you are now the campfires for these people, and the people who were with the caravans. Well, that's another story as well. As the gate slowly starts to tink, kung, 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 as guards on the backside start slowly raising it. You 30.
It sounds like orcs.
Every time the goes cranking the chains that raise up this large iron gate, you can't help but realize how quiet this area is and how loud this is in comparison. But then you listen to it. As soon as that chain stops and the door is all the way lifted up, it's replaced by a different sound. A sound that almost sounds kind of almost like the rain itself, but different. A different pitch. It almost sounds like cheering. Like slight filling this valley, these peaks. With the last clink of the chain, you'd hear what sounds to be a bellow from a horn. And then another one. And then another one. And then another one. And then another one. All these different ones. One for every fire. As you see those tiny dots, figures, all turn towards where you were at. You can see them start to move as you assume closer to where you're at. The guard also seeing this would yell out, "Get in as fast as you can. How many wagons do you have?" 5? Oh, they're coming. Oh, I don't think we'll make it in time.
Mentally. Move on, let's bottom go.
Everyone get moving. We'll hold out the back.
As you all kind of head up the back, trying to set yourself up in a position to be able to, you see this large horde of orcs, each one with different weapons, most of them bent, hewed, wooden spears of even the guards that you see on the walls have been taken and being used by this raiding band. The guard yells out to get the people inside first. Those who are working with the wagons, come with them. They need the supplies. They were running low. They're not used to being under siege. Mm-hmm. And this is the predicament that you find yourself. Stuck between the wall and an entire force of 1,000-strong orc army rushing towards the gates of Coldstone. And that's where we'll end it.
Oppo's ready, but I don't know if her dice are. That's crazy. Go.
Yeah. Thanks for the chill session. I know that this one's a little bit more like just cold. But yeah, next time we'll fight some orcs, maybe figure out why they're all here. What's going to happen? Try save some people. Do what vigils do. All right, dungeon house.